I can't believe I'm sharing this news with y'all.
So on today's video, I just want to share some exciting news with you all, and that is I became a personal trainer. I am obviously a plus size person on a weight loss journey. When you think about personal trainers, I mean, even when I think about personal trainers, you think about people who are super fit, skinny. You don't typically think about someone who is on a weight loss journey or someone who is overweight being a personal trainer.
In today's video, I have a special announcement to make, but I have a story time for you. The story of me, of Janae, of how I came here today. My weight loss, my weight gain, and my weight management story. So while the story time may be a little bit long, I hope you stick around and listen. 12 years and 287 pounds. Those numbers will always stand out to me. If you're new here, hello, my name is Janae, and I lost 128 pounds. Now, I was not a kid who grew up overweight, but like most women, I had my first child and struggled with my weight ever since. This takes me back to 2011. I was in the Army at the time, and I was surrounded by a lot of toxic people. I was in a toxic environment, and I was surrounded by a lot of toxic information. I was 22 at the time, new wife, new mother, in a new area, in a new job, and in a new body. A body that was completely foreign to me. With the pressures of the military, I tried to get my baby weight off. I always stayed physically fit, but I could not figure out weight loss and how to keep it off. Per the recommendations of my sergeants, I took hydroxycut and other over-the-counter weight loss pills. I worked out 3 to 4 times a day, 5 days a week, and twice on the weekends. I did juice fast, water fast, no carbs. They weighed and taped me every single week, and before that weigh-in, I would drink magnesium citrate to cleanse out my body. This went on for over a year until I was finally chaptered out of the Army for weight management issues. I had my leaders talk about me, saying that I'm just gonna try to hurry up and get pregnant again so that I wouldn't get kicked out of the Army. I'm smiling because I made it through that, but going through it, I felt a lot of pain. And from 2012 to 2023, I continued to try to lose weight. Fitness never left my routine. I was always active. I played sports in high school and I was a soldier. So all I knew was to move my body, and eventually I would abuse my relationship with fitness. Again, carrying all those same traits of overly exercising, overly working out, trying to burn as many calories as I possibly can, tiring out myself. My post-baby weight was 240 pounds, and the lowest I ever got to was 199 pounds. For years, I jumped back and forth between 200 and 240 until my body reached a new set point of 250 pounds. The more I stayed in this body that I just wanted to get away from was also when I stopped taking care of myself and disassociated from my body. I worked with several personal trainers who gave me some more toxic weight loss advice, and I listened to it. 240 turned to 250, 250 turned to 265. Eventually, we had a second child, and I had a new highest weight of 287.2 pounds. No one will understand defeat as much as the person who has tried and tried and tried again. And while I definitely had some behavioral habits that made my weight loss journey a failure, there was also some other battles that I didn't even know I was facing that was making this journey so hard for me. But with me going through my own weight loss journey and having all of these negative experiences, something in me turned things around. I knew I wanted to help people the way that I wish that I was helped. I had a passion for fitness and health and wellness and nutrition. And that's when I started to share my journey online. I called it my accountability pages, and it started on Instagram and then moved to YouTube and eventually to TikTok and Facebook. I wanted to find community and I wanted to be a community for others. In 2021, I did something bold and brave, and I became a certified personal trainer and a nutritionist. My goal was to become a fitness coach, an overweight fitness coach, and help other women who were dealing with weight management issues in a way that I knew I could understand them. But the way the world works, you can't be fat and be a personal trainer. Nobody wants that. So with that defeat, I decided to make me my own client and just help people with sharing my journey online, transparently and authentically. And that ranged true up until today. In 2022, my health really started to take a toll for the worse. My blood pressure was going crazy. My cholesterol was extremely high. My A1C was almost at diabetes. My joints were inflamed, and my body was telling me enough is enough. At this time, I was also working in healthcare for many years, specifically emergency medicine, 911 EMT on an ambulance during COVID. I firsthand saw so many people who looked like me, who were African American, who were female, who were obese, who were all three. I saw them get sick. I saw them die. I saw them not recover well from things that were preventable. Your lifestyle, your fitness, and what you eat is all controlled by you. But also, there's not a lot of education in these topics, especially in urban areas. I knew this and I wanted better for myself. I just didn't know where to start. It took one brave act from me. I went to my doctor and I finally asked for help. And it took one open doctor to send me to the correct resources. He referred me to an obesity specialist who told me about weight loss surgery, and I was 100% against this. She told me to just get the information, and I did just that, and then I was sold. I knew I've done everything possible to try to lose weight on my own. Maybe I need some help. At that point, I was sitting at a new set point of 275 pounds. And at that point, I was so desperate, so tired, so broken that I was willing to do anything. I got weight loss surgery, the gastric sleeve, on March 2nd of 2023, and I was 264 pounds at that point. Still very unhealed and very delusional. I just knew I wanted to lose weight. And lose weight I did, but it also took me for a different type of ride, one I've never been on in the 12 years leading up to weight loss surgery. Weight loss surgery gave me the one thing I didn't know I needed: freedom. The freedom to not worry about what I was putting in my mouth and how I was moving my body. And while of course there's rules to this journey, it wasn't as strict as all of the other crazy diets that I did and crazy ways I moved my body like I did. Because of that, a lot of things that I was hiding was coming to the surface. Things that I really didn't know that I needed to work on, but I knew I needed to work on. So almost a year into my journey, I did the work. I started to do the mental work. But I was still so weight focused. I was at 186, a little too close to 200 pounds, wanted to lose a little bit more weight, so I started taking a GLP-1. And the GLP-1 helped me lose an additional 25 pounds. It also helped me to learn weight maintenance, something that I only knew how to do at 250, 260, and 275 pounds. GLP-1s gave me a different type of freedom. Again, a freedom I didn't know I needed. And during this time, I started to collect more fitness, wellness, and health certifications. So not only was I a personal trainer, a nutritionist, a behavior change specialist, I got certifications as a health coach, as a running coach, as a bodybuilding specialist, as a women's fitness specialist, and as a weight loss specialist. God knew exactly what He was doing by not allowing me to be a coach in 2021. I was not mentally ready to help other people on their journeys. But today, I am. Not only did I get a bachelor's degree in psychology, I'm also in a master's program to become a registered dietitian. Now, just like in 2021, I asked myself, why would somebody want me to be their coach? In 2021, I was an overweight coach. Why would somebody want an overweight coach? Now in 2025, why would somebody want a coach who cheated for their results, who had weight loss surgery, who had a GLP-1? Here's the thing. Not only am I formally educated, I have several years of my own experience in fitness and experience in health. And I've also been a professional healthcare worker for over 10 years. So yes, I'm a master of my own body, but I also understand the complexities of health, of weight, of obesity. I am someone who is extremely well-rounded and open-minded because of my journey. I've lost weight naturally. I've lost weight with surgery, and I've lost weight with GLP-1s. I've never stopped working out. I've changed up my fitness routine. I actually love moving my body now, and I move it in so many different ways. And I'm a nerd, and I'm going to always seek education and research. These are all of the things that were missing from the people that I worked with in the past. I needed someone who was not only relatable, but somebody who knew how it felt to be in my shoes. So I am proud to announce that I am now an online fitness and health coach. I am here to help other women reach their weight loss and weight management goals in a safe and sustainable way for the rest of their lives. I may not be for everyone, and everyone is not for me. But for those who needs a person like me, I'm here. This is a story of tragedy and triumph. A story of me taking back my own life and now helping others do the same. I can't wait to not only continue sharing my journey here on YouTube with you all, but help you on your own journey. So if you're looking to work with someone one-on-one, someone who gets it, I'll leave all of my information in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. I do have a support group on Facebook. I'll leave it in the description box below if you're looking for more women that you can relate to. Make sure you're following me on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm always hosting lives and answering your questions in the moment. And on Instagram, I'm super active in my stories. I do have a broadcast channel. They end up knowing the tea first, so make sure you follow me over there. Thank you guys so much for watching, for listening. And if you become a client, thank you. I do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.